Hey everybody, Joshua here from TheWatchEdit. Today we're checking out the Addiesdive AD2030, a quirky little Chinese timepiece that's been turning heads on Reddit and budget watch forums. Is it a sleeper hit or just a fun throwaway? So let's find out. Now, why are we talking about the AD2030? Because for $70 you're getting a full stainless steel case, some interesting dial options, and a decent quartz movement. So we have a VH31 movement in some spec listings and more. And according to the brand site, it's listed at around $72. Now let's pull in what real owners from the ChineseWatches Reddit forum are saying, because that's where the unfiltered truth lives. They say the textured dial and their certain lighting is absolutely stunning and eye-catching. I would have to agree on that one. They paid around $47, and for the price there really is nothing to complain about. I would agree on that one. And yes, the dial is repeatedly flagged as a highlight for its price bracket, so that's big. And what some owners are saying, they're not so perfect as well. Because nothing is perfect, right? So the mineral I thought was also a bit of a downside to this watch. This is from one of the Reddit people there. So you get a mineral crystal, less common lug width, which is 19 millimeters, and perhaps some finishing touches that aren't premium luxury, but at this price, that's expected. So I'm gonna be honest here, guys. $70, and yes, you can't expect to get any lume on this timepiece as well. So look at that, there's no lume in there. Now the dial is the star here. It changes color when it picks up light, and it looks way more expensive than $60. So plus it gives you that similar looking dial of the Grand Seiko, if you can see the resemblance in there. But the logo I think the logo, how do I say this politely, it's very dive watchy, and I mean it looks like it got lost on the way to the wrong watch, I gotta be honest. So on a dress piece like this, it's like wearing scuba flippers with a tux. I don't think it's appropriate for this type of dress watch, but for some people who don't mind the logo, that's totally fine. Build, let's talk about build case. So it's quite comfortable on the wrist, 36 millimeters, so it fits many wrists, including mine. So I have a 6.5 inch wrist. Build wise, according to some reviews and Watch Crunch, it's comfortable on the wrist, looks good, it's very accurate. Of course, it's a VH31, so you get that sweeping seconds hand, if you can see that. Let me zoom in a little bit. It's not that smooth, but it's smooth enough other than a quartz piece where you need tick tick tick. So one commenter said for 6.5 inch wrist, at least the lug to lug is 46. And the good thing about these kinds of at least this watch in particular is that you don't get that sort of overhang on your wrist, right? Because they're using a female end link here, not a male end link, which adds more length on the watch itself. Well, bracelets, I've got to admit, some people have reported their bracelet caught hairs. Certainly caught mine. So if you're the type who doesn't want that to happen on your regular wrist, maybe just get a strap for this one. Or for those who don't mind, it does catch hair, but it's totally fine, to be honest. And for the clasp, it's actually a nice quality if you have a look at them. It's not like those press clasp that looks cheap. So overall it wears well for many, but check your wrist sizing, because 36 millimeter case plus 19 millimeter lugs, so there could be some non-standard strap options, but you're limited to that with a 19 millimeter. But lug to lug is 46, but actually looks bigger than the number suggests. If I put that on my wrist quickly, I'll let you see that from this angle. There. So hopefully hopefully you can see that. I'm not gonna zoom out because it looks bigger than it has to be when I zoom it out. Plus the white dial makes it more, you know, appear more larger than a 36. It kind of wears like a 38 if I'm gonna be honest. But of course for a bigger wrist, it might look a little bit small. For the movement under the hood, you're looking at a quartz movement VH31 in some listings rather than a high-end automatic, so it's a smooth tick. It's very accurate, zero maintenance for quartz piece, maybe less wow for the purists out there, of course. Well, I mean, please relax, you know, you have 47 other watches at home, so if you ask me, should this have been automatic? It's a valid question, but at this price range, I think the quartz does make sense. But if you want an automatic, then you'll need to look elsewhere. So on Aliexpress, some people snag this for $47 to $70, but at this price really is at a ridiculous value. So the dial alone, it's worth it. The logo, of course, included free of charge. So what's the bottom line here? For under $70, and you know, some owners claim they got it for $47, you're getting a watch that looks a lot more expensive than the price suggests, with a dial that gets praise, comfortable wear, and it's a decent build. Of course, the trade-offs are it's a mineral crystal, not sapphire. Maybe less premium bracelet finishing. Let's have a look at the bracelet here for context. You can see what it looks like. But let's be honest here, guys, it's a decent quality for the price, and even some Seikos can't do this kind of, some Seikos don't do this kind of finishing, at least on the bracelet. And you have lots of micro adjustments there as well, so you can size it pretty much close to where you are. So if you're someone who wants, you know, a clean, interesting, affordable watch without, you know, the high-end finishing, you know, the San Martin finishings, I think this is a sweet bargain, to be honest. So, you know, this watch is like that friend who shows up overdressed to a casual dinner, but, you know, somehow kind of pulls it off. So he's trying to look luxury while whispering, I was born in, you know, Aliexpress. And the best part, I mean, it works. Now here's the truth, I actually like Addiesdive, but I think they're definitely playing it safe. That's my opinion. Every watch feels like it's designed by someone who had one rule, and, you know, I think that rule is don't offend anyone, because I think they're playing it safe, Addiesdive. So my opinion is that this is a nice piece really, but the logo, I think it really limits them. I don't know what their opinion is about their logo. Maybe they love their logo, but I think their logo sort of limits them from, you know, because they market themselves more on the dive watch pieces, but then they're also doing these types of pieces. So you can't call yourself, you know, a hardcore dive brand and then make elegant pieces with a logo that looks, you know, like Poseidon designed it during his lunch break. And on a dive watch, I mean, it's cool, but on a dressy piece, you know, like this, and if they modernize the branding a bit, I think Addiesdive could probably, you know, explode in the budget market. So they are already in the budget market, but I think the logo just, but I think they have a unique market for budget buyers, so they already have a reputation in the diver space, plus, you know, their signature packaging. Now, should you buy this watch? If you like great dials, easy wearing, low maintenance watches, and insane value, yes. If logo aesthetics matter a lot to you, maybe just pass on this one and look someplace else. And if you're expecting it to compete with a 600 micro brand, you know, $600 micro brand automatic, you know, just calm down. And if you're a serious collector and you're judging by sapphire crystals and in-house movements, then maybe you'll raise an eyebrow at the budget brand from China origin. But isn't that part of the charm, is it? Because, I mean, if you don't sweat the small stuff, so you're okay to wear this, you know, as a budget daily wear piece. That is some thoughts from my side. So drop a comment if you own one of these timepieces, the AD2030, if you think Addiesdive should rebrand themselves. And then like and subscribe for more honest, love watching reviews that your wallet will approve of. So catch you in the next one. Thanks. Bye.